Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 22 defensive plays, a video breakdown, I'm going to take a look at quick A-gap heat from the nose tackle. I've already shown this defensive concept before in a few other defenses. Here I want to show a pretty popular defense you're going to find out a nickel 3-3-5 wide. I think a lot of guys run, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. So what I want to do is go ahead and show you guys the play that we're going to use here. And the name of the defense is called 3-Sam Will Blitz. Nickel 3-3-5 wide is the formation you'll find it in. 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. The coverage type is zone. The coverage shell is cover 3. The blitz type is zone blitz. The gap pressure is C. The pass rushers are 5, and the pass defenders are 6. As far as the playbooks are concerned, you'll find it out of these playbooks. The playbook that we're going to use for this video breakdown just happens to be out of the Rams playbook. Before I get into the setup, the only thing I do want to point out is I went ahead and moved Aaron Donald to the nose tackle position, mainly because he is the Rams' best pass rusher as far as on the defensive line. So I went ahead and moved them. The one thing I will tell you is to make sure you have your fastest defensive lineman or one of your faster defensive linemen lined up at the nose tackle if you plan on using what I'm about to show. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get right on into it. As you can see on your screen, here's the defense. Again, it's called 3-Sam Will Blitz is the name of the defense that we're going to go ahead and use. And from the offensive side of the ball, we're going to go ahead and use this play from the gun tray offset. Name of the play is called Verticals Wide Drag, and this is out of the Bengals playbook. All right, as far as the setup is concerned, the only thing you really got to do is go ahead and switch over to the nose tackle. In this case, as I've already mentioned, that's going to be Donald, who's lines up right there. All you're going to do is slant the defensive line out, and then you're going to go ahead and put him into QB contain, and then you're going to slide him over one notch to the right. And that's really about it. The only other thing is you want to hold down the right trigger before the snap. Now, I will tell you, on occasion, that center will look to block you. If he does block you, then you just need to go ahead and drop him back into pass coverage. With Donald, you might be able to go ahead and rush him and use the El Toro. Maybe he can get past the center and get some pressure. But that's the one thing I do want to point out. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And then we're just going to come right after the quarterback there and get pressure on the quarterback right there. So that's really it as far as with the setup and the way this one works. Now, like I said, on occasion, he's going to get blocked. It doesn't always work. It's not foolproof. You know, there's some things they can do on the offensive side of the ball that might not work at all that well. So I did want to point that out to you. But you definitely can bring that A-gap pressure, such as you're seeing on your screen right there, right up the gut and apply some pressure as far as getting to the quarterback. Now, what I do want to do is I want to go in instant replay. I want to show a couple other things with this defense here as you watched it, as we went through it here. And the other thing I want to point out is if you have a linebacker such as Miller, make sure you have him on one side of the ball, you know, coming in off the edge, because as you just saw here, he was able to get some edge pressure as well. So you're just hoping that maybe he can get in as well, so you get 2 guys coming in. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the one thing you're looking for with this breakdown is you're looking for that center to look to block towards the right. So you want him to go ahead and block into this type of direction here. You want him to block towards the right. If he blocks to the right, then you know you can go ahead and rush and come up right up this A-gap and apply the pressure on a quarterback, such as you see on your screen. And that's what's really nice about it. And as you can see right there, the pass coverages are fairly good. I mean, again, it's, you know, you got 6 defenders dropping back, but you can definitely get that pressure on the quarterback pretty quick if this happens. So that's nice as far as getting to the quarterback. Now, obviously, your opponent could roll out his quarterback and all that and try to get away from it. But, you know, that's in a nutshell, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bring that A-gap pressure and at least try to get him out and move him out of the pocket. So that's really it, guys, as far as the setup. I just want to go through one thing else real quick, and then I'll get out of this video breakdown. Let's go back into it. The other thing you can do with this, and this is it's the same setup in the sense that I'm about to show here. So right there's the same setup. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and put those linebackers in QB contain and then slide them over. Again, it may not always work this way. The way I did the initial setup is probably the best way, but you can go ahead and put those guys in QB contain and see what kind of pressure you can get and then come up the gut right there. And the only reason you might want to do that is to go ahead and have those guys on the outside possibly defending, you know, the quarterback from taking off. I realize QB contains aren't that great this year as far as the angles they take, but that's something else you can do. One last thing while we're here, I might as well go ahead and do this real quick for you guys. And we'll go ahead and call this a pro tip, is you can do that same setup that I just showed. If you're fast, then now I'm going to go ahead and put Miller into QB spy. Now, what I would suggest here is actually flip-flopping him over to the right side of your screen and put him at the left outside linebacker. The reason I'm doing this is you don't really necessarily need him to rush to get the pressure, although it does help, but you definitely need this linebacker over here to rush. You definitely need him to rush because you need that center to go to the right. If you have him in QB spy, this doesn't work. But the reason you might put him in QB spy is, again, if you're running against a player that's got a fast quarterback and you don't want him to take off and run, this is something you could try to do with that. So we'll go ahead and run this. Again, I can't guarantee that we're going to get the pressure on here, but I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you here. So right there, again, we got blocked that time. And you notice right there, the left guard actually blocked me, and that's going to happen on occasion. That's why I didn't really make that really a focal point of this breakdown, because there's no guarantee that left guard or that center doesn't block you. So I just want to point that out to you guys real quick. All right, guys, that's it as far as the setups and all that goes with this particular defense. Again, this is some pressure that I'm looking to bring out of the 3 Sam Will Blitz from the nickel 3-3-5. It's definitely a defense that the 3-3-5 wide, definitely a defense that can bring some A-gap pressure. As you guys already know, there are other setups you can do here where you can, basically move the linebacker up into the gap, and then one of those outside linebackers will bring pressure. You've probably seen that one as well. So there's a lot of things you can do with this defense. This is just another example of how to bring A-gap pressure from the nose tackle. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.